Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Too Fat to Fit. We are getting so close to the end now, and we thought on this one we'd answer a few questions that some of our viewers have had. So here we go.
Okay guys, so this is our very first question, and it is...
Wow, that's a good question actually. That's a really great one. You?
I was fat. It's really fat, man.
Yeah. Just look at the name of the channel. I was fat and I wanted to be fit, and there's two of us.
Really and truly, it was just about
that was it.
We was just well overweight and decided that something needed to be done, and we was talking about it just in the mess room, weren't we, at work, and we thought this would be a good idea to put some accountability for ourselves, and to the fact that we actually have lost weight, it's actually really a credit to it. So yeah, it does really work.
Yeah, for me that was the plan all along. I mean, I needed someone to do it with, because obviously the buddy system works, and putting it on YouTube just makes it accountable. So yeah, that was it, accountability and someone to help me do it.
Yeah. Hashtags side hustle, but you know, never took off. So.
Okay, that is a great question. I like that one. So yeah, what do you think?
I suppose finding motivation from feeling low. So for me, like when you start, you've got all that momentum, you've got all that sort of, I'm going to do this, and that's brilliant. But real life gets in the way, and you will dip down, and there's that point where you've got to pick yourself up from what you feel is already a rock bottom. So you feel like you've done really great, and you've hit down, and you've got to get back up again. That's the bit. So for me, that's the hardest part, getting back from the bottom of where you've already been.
For me, it was a balancing act, to be honest. It was getting motivated to do the actual exercise, doing the exercise that I was preaching to you guys. So I'm coming on these episodes and saying, look, do this, do this, do this. And it was a balancing act for me for doing it. So I'm telling everyone what to do, and I'm giving you advice, and I wasn't following it myself. And I found that it was the balancing act of family life, work life, making the videos, and I just wasn't following my own advice, to be honest, and especially in the middle part of the journey. That's where I found it hardest.
So I suppose to counter that against what was the worst part, the sort of most enjoyable, the best part, I think is the actual fact that you can see results.
I like that.
When you're getting into clothes that I used to have, like a section of clothes that I never chucked away because I wanted to always fit into them, and then when I could actually get into that t-shirt or that pair of jeans, it made me feel good. That was a really good thing. The fact that I'm a cheapskate and I held on to clothes, I didn't want to buy new, makes no odds at all.
Yeah.
It's just more the fact that when you have something favourite, maybe a favourite pair of jeans that you've always wanted, and you're never going out, bopping at the disco, and
bopping at the disco.
You know what I mean? Throwing some shapes.
Old man. Actually, I'm older than you, aren't I?
Slightly.
Oh.
I feel older. My knees feel older than you. They feel older than the rocks and earth themselves some days.
To be honest, my best bit of the journey was I enjoyed filming days. I had such a laugh filming, and
I'm that guy.
Loving himself again.
I'm not. I love myself. I'm that guy. I love myself. Not too much on that end. It's a fan channel.
Oh yeah!
So yeah, for me it was actually the creating side of it I loved the most. I didn't think, because I had to teach myself how to make these videos and edit and all that sort of stuff. So I taught myself a new skill. Obviously the weight loss was a big part of it as well, but yeah, I really enjoyed just making the videos and learning how to do them.
Learning an extra sort of skill, a feather in your cap is always handy, so good byproduct that works through the journey. Well, do you know, I've actually enjoyed, I know it's the most simplest of all exercises, but walking.
Yeah, because you don't think about it, do you?
No, you just
don't think
do
of it as an exercise.
But if you take it on board as like something a bit more seriously, like going to, you see some beautiful places. If you're in a car, and most people drive, a lot of people drive, or ride a motorbike, whatever, you're just focusing on your road and your journey, and you don't really take in everything that's around you. But when you're walking, you have time to actually see things, the beauty of nature, and that for me is amazing.
Well, come on then, get your worst one.
Okay. The worst one I think I found is squats. Everyone has a pet hate for anything when it comes to sort of exercise, and certain ones. it's squats. My knees are just not what they used to be, and
Yeah.
I find squats. I did get taught though there is a certain way. If you, instead of having them, as they say, at 12 o'clock, if you have them at 10 at 2, your feet, and then you squat down, it does take the pressure off. It actually has helped, but still, it's still not a great one. So squats for me, never my favourite. So yeah, my worst. What's yours?
Well, my favourite's always been swimming. I was always a good swimmer when I was younger, so when I can, I go swimming. That's always a good one for me. But my worst, I still can't do pull-ups.
You know, that was one I wanted to wish I could have
I
achieved.
know, at the
but
gym there's a pull-up bar, and I'm almost too afraid that I can't do them to even try. There's an assisted pull-up machine. I might try doing that. I might make that my goal, to learn to do pull-ups. But body-weighted pull-ups, I just can't do. Or I look like I'm having a dump while I do them.
Noisy at your house at 4 in the morning. I've pulled up to a bar once, but you know, ordered a pint.
What did you order? Well, for me, I've learnt not to film when there's a bleeding siren thing going past.
That's really bad what's going on. It feels like saying something.
Something major's going on in this town because there's been a lot of sirens today. We're trying to film.
Yeah.
So wait for him to bugger off or get louder. There is something major going on in this town. They've been going off all day. Are we going to see like a half-naked bank robber running past? I don't know why he's half-naked.
Top half or bottom half? Because if it's bottom half, I can tackle him down because he's going to feel vulnerable. But if it's top half, I might just.
So you want to tackle a lower half-naked guy?
I'm thinking more of the point of if you're naked, right, and you're running along. I don't know how I'm going to get out of this, but the thing is, like, I'd feel more vulnerable. So I'd feel like, you know, a swift kick to the old family jewels, right? You're going to go down, right?
Are you now?
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to stop this topic of conversation here. You're not going to get out of it. You've dug yourself a hole you're not getting out of. You're now going down on a half-naked bank robber.
It's very deep.
No, you're going down on a half-naked bank robber. Let's just end it there.
You serious?
So there's a few things that I would take from this journey. The one thing that really worked for me is what I came up with. I think it was in episode 10, maybe 11. I'll put a link to it in one of the corners. Was the list. Making the list. Things that you want to achieve, like for certain things, like for us it was the suits or looking better or stuff like that. Stuff you really want to achieve. Circle the one you want to achieve the most and look at it and read that list every day. When I was feeling down or had no motivation, I used the list. I still have my list and I use it a lot.
I think that's good. I like that. The list did work for me for a fair bit, and when I was looking at things I wanted to achieve,
Yeah.
it did work.
Yeah.
So, I think for me, especially if you're in a family, just think there are going to be days where you're not going to be 100% on it. I think you need to take everything on board that you will have issues along the way. So, for example, the kids like chocolate bars, and you know the missus likes a takeaway. You know, just these things happen. So, and you can try and not have it, and you can try and avoid it, or make it the best and healthier way of doing things you can. But ultimately, there are going to be days where you're going to go, nah, whatever, I'll do it. I'm having this. I'm having that. I'm having a bit of Chinese. I'm having pizza, and you can have these things. But it's just knowing when to stop, and that's where it becomes a struggle. So just remember, there are going to be days where you're going to just like not feel like doing it, and you're not going to want to do it, and you just got to roll with those days, let those punches roll, and then crack on the next day. And you know you're going to be always on it, but you're just taking a detour, as it would be, on that journey.
Oh, big one, not putting too much pressure on myself. I've got to learn to do that. I do that too much. I try and add too much to myself and then wonder why I get upset when I fail. Don't put pressure on yourself. One little step at a time. If you can cut out one chocolate bar out of your whole day, that's a good step. That's a positive step.
Yeah.
Don't put yourself down for not hitting these massive goals. Make little goals, little changes, and don't put pressure on yourself. That's my one.
Okay, so I think if I was to... This is a really good question. I mean, this is a really spot-on question.
This is great.
But the problem is, I think if you could go back and change something, I think it would be take advantage of good weather. A lot of people don't realise how the environment that you're in affects you. So if it's wet, cold, miserable weather, which we had over that sort of wintry months, you know, it's a dampener. There's sunlight, the vitamin D. The summertime really boosts you to go out, fresh air, walking. you know, you need sometimes that. If I didn't take advantage of it, I just ignored it a fair bit. You know, I just wanted to just chill. I've had a hard day at work. I'm going to sit down. Do you know what? Freshen up. Get outside. Get some fresh air. You'll feel a lot better. I promise you. That's a really good thing. If I could kick myself and say, in that bit in the summer, go out and do more, I would have done more.
I don't know, for me, I would change my motivational perspective, because like I was saying in the last one, I put too much pressure on myself the whole way through. I've got to lose this weight, got to lose this weight, got to lose this weight. And it became a negative. I was putting so much pressure on that I was expecting to fail. So going back, I would tell myself, you know what, make small changes each week, still do what you can do, but don't be upset if you fall off the wagon. Because what I was doing was every time I'd come up against a wall and fail, I'd go completely the opposite way, have takeaways, chocolate, think, oh, that's it, I've screwed it up, might as well enjoy myself. And you've probably seen that a few times in this journey where, oh, Dean's not lost any weight this week, so he's gone and had a big binge out on loads of crap food. Don't do that to yourself. If you hit a wall, you've hit it for a reason. But just don't put the pressure on yourself. Maintain small goals along the way and keep yourself motivated. Them things tie into each other for me. Motivation and pressure on yourself are the two things that I would definitely change.
It's not all 13-minute videos on YouTube where you're watching some guy smash it in the gym, have an avocado, and then he's got a six-pack and everything. It's just...
I wish.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that. Real life is so more complex.
Yeah.
You know, I've got 5 children, okay, and it's hard to revolve around myself when I've got... Yeah, I know.
Someone's been busy.
She's beautiful.
You can do it! You can do it all night long!
Kind of understand the time frame it's going to take you to lose weight, because my goal was 3.5 stone, and I thought, oh, I'll knock that out in a couple of months. So in the middle of the journey, I got really lazy, because I thought, I've got loads of time to do it, don't worry about it. But then you come up to it and you think, you know what, this can't happen overnight. You did not put all this weight on overnight, so you're not going to lose it overnight. And I've been saying this for the last couple of weeks and the last couple of episodes as well. Give yourself the time that it took you to put it on to also take it off. It's not going to happen overnight, okay? Please understand it's going to take time, and don't get disillusioned, deflated when it doesn't happen over a couple of weeks. It's months, not weeks.
Strangely enough, I've been on the railway for over 10 plus years, right? And when I started on the railway, I think I was like a 36 waist, you know, and at one point I got to nearly a 46 waist. I put on 10 inches on my waist, and that's like over 10 years. Well, if it's over 10 years, what am I expected to be done in 6 months, 3 months, you know?
Funny enough, that's why I've changed my mentality about the journey. I mean, you did see last week's episode where I joined a gym, and I took all my measurements. So instead of using the scales that put me down when they don't read what I want them to read, I've taken all my measurements now: bicep, chest, gut, thighs, and I'm going to watch them numbers change slowly over time. I'm going to do this the right way this time. This journey's been a massive learning curve for me, and I've made a lot of mistakes. So now I'm going to correct those mistakes and do things right. Thank you so much for watching again, guys. Really appreciate you taking the time to watch these videos. And next week is the time for you lot to see the big end of year challenge.
Yeah, and we look forward to seeing you there. Again, as always, put your comments, your likes. It's always nice to hear from you all. It really does benefit us, you know, in so many ways, just to know that there's others on the journey that we're doing. And, you know, as always, we like to hear what you've got to say, because it can help us just as much as it helps somebody else.
So like, subscribe, comment.
Yeah, but don't forget, guys.
Don't forget.
I love that bit. I'll say it every week. And don't forget, guys.
Forgot to add in, but we're going to add it in now. We are not doing a weight loss chart for the next couple of weeks, because we want to do a big reveal at the end. So no weight loss chart, but we haven't forgot. Well, we forgot to put it in the episode, but we haven't actually forgot to do it, because it's coming soon.
Yeah,
Like that.
we got it.
And don't forget, guys, you must hit the like button.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Okay.
And you must subscribe to the channel.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Okay.
And you must also press the little bell thingy that gets you notifications when you get all the current video thingies, sort of thingies. Press the bell.
Okay, I think they've got it now.
Hit the like button.
You know, that was my sexy voice. And don't forget, guys.
Really? That's where it comes from.
You're telling them all our secrets.